And next up at UFC Fight Night, Sterling taking on Zalal. We've got Rafa Garcia taking on Alexander Hernandez. And I think this is a great stylistic matchup, a great fight here at the Meta Apex. Give me Garcia in this one. I think he can push a decent pace here to really give Hernandez problems. And I think Alexander Hernandez, no secret, this is his weight class. This is where he should have been all along here at 155. And obviously known for kind of having those gas tank issues. And I wouldn't necessarily say that he's fixed all of those issues, but he definitely looks better through a course of a 3-round fight here at 155, obviously coming off of back-to-back stoppage wins. Diego Ferreira, Chase Hooper, obviously the victory that he had over Austin Hubbard along with Kurt Hollabar aren't necessarily anything to shake a stick at, but formidable wins, obviously 4 in a row. But I think we're going to go with Rafa Garcia here. I think when you look at this stylistic matchup, Rafa Garcia is a guy that can really push a pace. He trains at elevation, trains with guys like Corey Sandhagen. And I think here, realistically, he's going to be the better wrestler along with a guy that can put a little bit more output out there. And I think that's what this one's going to come down to. Hernandez in his previous fight showed that he will be the kind of the matador to the bull. He will fight on the outside. He will use his footwork and kind of rely on when his opponent comes in to look to counter. And I think in this particular matchup, if he does that exact style like he did against Diego Ferreira, although he was able to pull off the victory in that one, I just think here that if he doesn't, kind of move forward, kind of plant his feet in the middle of the octagon and say, I'm not going to back up, Rafa Garcia is going to get ahead on the judges' scorecards. Garcia will want to back you up. He will want to shoot in for takedowns. He will want to mix in that wrestling. He does a good job of mixing in his level changes. When his opponent comes in, they get overzealous. He ducks underneath. And it's the timing of Rafa Garcia's takedowns which enable him to get them. He will do them right at the end of the round as well to kind of signify to the judges that he won those close rounds. And I think with Hernandez here that he might have success early, but I think he'll fade, as I do think that Garcia's cardio along with his wrestling will be the difference in this fight. Hernandez has decent boxing. He has nice kicks as well, but I do think that Rafa Garcia here is going to be one on the front foot. So unless Hernandez can really stop the movement, the coming forward heavy pressure from Rafa Garcia with a straight right and look to counter like he did in his last fight, I think this one should be Rafa Garcia's. I think he's going to be the one that's going to have more volume. He's going to mix in takedowns and kind of just keep Hernandez guessing. And as this fight goes longer, the more I think it favors Rafa Garcia when you look at the history of the gas tanks between these two. So give me Rafa Garcia as the slight underdog here to mix in takedowns, kind of push a little bit more of a heavy pace here and ultimately win this one on the judges' scorecards. Carlos, who you got, my brother?
Okay, in this one, I'm going to take Alexander Hernandez to get it done. I think Garcia, he can be a bit of a problem if he continues to pressure Hernandez in the striking, along with the clinching up against the cage and putting his weight on him, forcing Hernandez to pummel and threaten the takedown, making him have to fight those takedowns, pummel, and, counter strike. I feel that mixing everything together is going to build up that lactic acid, and he's going to make him gas out just a little bit going into round 2. And that's probably where it could be a little bit more favorable for somebody like Garcia. But he tends to get a little bit sloppy as well. Even though he'll have the cardio to push forward, it's not pretty sometimes when he's tired. Some people can fight through the fatigue and get it done. But I think Hernandez is actually one of them, and I think that he's probably going to look a little bit sharper than Garcia going into round 2, even though he might be tired. And I just feel that Garcia just might be a little over-aggressive. It'll allow Hernandez to get possibly the easier takedowns as Garcia comes in, throwing a little bit, not wild, but just throwing caution to the wind, stepping in, putting his weight behind the shots. It's going to allow Hernandez to get him down. And I feel that the straighter punches, the cleaner punches are going to be land by Hernandez. Not just the cleaner punches, but the striking too. Hernandez likes to mix in those kicks as well. And if he gets in the clinch, he's definitely going knees to the body. So I think that Hernandez mixes up the strikes a little bit better. I think that if he gets Garcia down, he can burn the clock in his favor, make it look like he's been in control for the round, also getting ground and pound, looking good to the judges, and that's how I think he gets it done.